Pop quiz, hot shot. There's a bomb on this bus. So I just gotta ask you one question. What do you do? Speed was released in 1994, directed by Jan DuPont, and starring Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, and Dennis Hopper. A deranged bomb expert, Howard Payne, rigs a city bus with a bomb that will explode if it drops below 50 miles per hour. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason. You're watching Backtrack Cinema. Welcome to my movie review of Speed from 1994. So here we are, guys, with another review, and we are on Action for Autism. This is a fundraiser that Ontario Autism has put together for me. So I would be really happy if, every review or ranking or whatever from now till September 19th, I believe. Autism Ontario is a charitable organization with a history of over 50 years, representing the thousands of people on the autism spectrum in Ontario and their families. So they put together a little fundraiser for me. So every time I do a video, guys, I'd really appreciate if you can donate. And it really helps this organization provide support, meaningful support, that is, and services and everything that will just go to these, anybody on the spectrum for life, you know what I mean? So it offers them connections and all this sort of stuff. It is a very good cause, and I do not get a cent out of this. There'll be a link in the description that will take you right to the fundraiser, and that goes directly to them. So anybody who can support, I thank you a lot, but if you can't, that's all right too. You know what I mean? You just want to enjoy the content. It's still here for you and all that kind of stuff. But anybody who has some extra dough in their pockets and stuff like that in these hard times, for sure, it'll be very much appreciated. And we're going to be doing this for over a month, guys. So if you can't donate now, you maybe in a couple weeks or maybe down the road in a month. So this can be fun. Talk about all these action movies, certain rankings and stuff. So let's talk some Speed. So this is the directorial debut of Jan DuPont, who was the cinematographer at Die Hard. So you could expect that same kind of feel. And, it really is, compared a lot to Die Hard. Speed and Die Hard are really compared a lot. If you want to call Speed Die Hard on a bus, sure. But it's really not the same exact thing. But if you compare it to Die Hard, it is the best version of a Die Hard style action movie. But this director wastes zero time getting into high gear. The film opens with this tense elevator hostage situation in a downtown LA skyscraper, introducing us to LAPD officer Jack Traven, played by Keanu Reeves. What seems like a standalone mission turns out just to be the beginning. When the bomber at the beginning of this movie, played by the menacing Dennis Hopper, who's fantastic in this, resurfaces and rigs a city bus so that if the speed goes under 50 miles an hour, the bomb will explode, which right there, that concept and everything, you can just imagine in the writing room. You know what I mean? What a concept to play with, because you constantly have tension. It never goes down. This movie rises with tension, especially when we're on the bus. I mean, you're sitting up. Not exactly sweaty palms for me, but you're sitting up and you're just engaged with this whole movie. I love the intense action here. The tight freeway chases, construction zones, SWAT team stunts. Of course, this huge 50-foot bus jump that this bus does. Implausible, sure, but you know what? We're all cheering in our seats. I mean, I'm a type of person who can suspend disbelief, and I think they do a great job through the whole movie of this, putting you in the seat and go, we're just going for a ride here. And most early 90s action movies does that, right? I think Keanu Reeves gives one of his most grounded performances as Jack Traven. Equal parts cool. He's under pressure. He's calm. He's collect. He's a man of action, and I kind of plays into those themes. He's all guts, but he relies on luck, and his partner tells him, one day your luck's going to run out. And, thinking like that's going to get you killed. But he really is this man of action who attacks first. You know what I mean? And he's really got he comes across a guy he has to outwit. He has to use his brains, and I love that. He's not your wisecracking action hero. He's more focused. He's determined. He's all business, so to speak. And then there's Sandra Bullock as Annie. A year before this, she did Demolition Man, and she showed us how she could play that charm. She's, gorgeous. She's cute. She's bubbly. She's magnetic. And she does the same here with Annie. And I think this is actually a better character, a more grounded, more realistic character. Character's personality just reminds me of my wife so much, and I guess that's why I just really get attracted to this character a lot. You know, there's so many instances of like, in that situation, I told my wife, you would do that. You would do that. You would say that, I mean, she's got speeding tickets. That scene where she thinks she's hit a baby on the bus and Keanu Reeves going, no, no, it's only cans. It's only cans. He's like, like this. I think she's fantastic in that little moment. She's fantastic through a lot of it. Real like this is an action movie where you get a sense of the drama too, and you get a lot of a really good acting moments from the like really good performances and everything. So I really dig that about this movie too.
Oh my God! There was no baby. It was full of cans. Are you sure? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Oh my God!
And Dennis Hopper is Howard Payne, the disgraced police officer, turned bomber and stuff like that. I mean, he's just chewing up all the scenes, the one-liners and everything. He's relentless. I like how smart he is. And, Dennis Hopper always just brings that, real intense performance. One of my favorite lines he says is, don't attempt to grow a brain. And the way they outsmart him, I love, where they record the footage and it allows all the passengers to get off. And then, he clues in later and it just goes and goes. And you get this cat and mouse effect through this whole thing. That's great. We could talk about so many moments. I mean, the opening elevator scene is fantastic. When Keanu Reeves goes under the bus and he's got they're dragging him with like he's on a cart and he has to see what the bomb is and how to defuse it and stuff. That there's a lot of tension there. I've already talked about the infamous bus jump scene. We're just all in for it. You know what I mean? It's like just give us more thrills. Give us more thrills. You know what I mean? And the ending too. How Jack never leaves Sandra Bullock. They get a good fight on the train at the end, but he loses his head. That's really the only real kind of one-liner. Keanu Reeves said he lost his head, you know what I mean? And then they just hold on for dear life. You just get a really great action film from beginning to end where the characters are likable. The villain is great. The Keanu Reeves is great. Jeff Daniels, his partner, is great. And it's really sad when like he gets taken out to show how smart the villain is. But it's I will say I'm a diehard guy. I will bleed diehard, but man, if you say this is a better movie for you, you get a lot more out of this movie. I will say it's a tighter script. I will say it's a little more intense. You know what I mean? Than Die Hard, but I won't argue with you. This is a great, great movie. It won 2 Oscars for sound editing and sound design. It launched Sandra Bullock's career into stardom, and Keanu, I think we know how that went, right? It's solidified himself as a true action hero that carried him through to The Matrix and John Wick. On your next Saturday night movie night, put on Speed for an intense ride of lovable characters, great action, and a excellent villain. I'm going to give Speed from 1994 a B+. But what about you? What do you guys think of Speed? Do you like it? Don't you like it? Let's have a great conversation about Speed. Like and subscribe to the channel. There's the link below for the Action for Autism, the fundraiser. I'll put it in the description. Please click on it. Go ahead if you can donate. That would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you all for watching this review, for donating, for supporting me, all that kind of stuff. And remember, stay above 50.